What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, as you can see, my background is a little bit different, and me just want to come talk to you a little bit and go a little backstory, a little um update of what's going on. All right, and today the topic is the things I wish I knew before before starting out in real estate. All right. All right, so as you know, on the channel, you guys can check out back one of the video that I did when I started out in real estate. So I discover. So let me backtrack a little for you guys who just joined. So I started my journey in real estate in 2020. In 2020, and you guys know what happened in 2020. We don't have to run through all that, but you guys know what happened in 2020. And so I was deciding whether to buy a car or whether to buy a piece of property, right? So um I came up with the idea to buy property. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have any idea. I didn't have anybody to say, you know, in COVID at the time, you are making a good decision or you are making a bad decision. Because when I started out, I didn't tell anybody that I wanted to invest in real estate. I was just doing um, things off my own. I wasn't doing any research, and I was just doing it, going blinded, right? So I started out in acquiring a property in Jamaica, right, before moving to the US. So I bought this property, I left it there. I do a little clean up. Um Sometimes I do a little clean up um before I come to the US. So I used to whenever I have free time in Jamaica, I would go to the property, get some work done, and then just to keep the property clean. Because when I bought the property, it was overgrown with bushes. So um as I started my journey in real estate, um I I saw my goals coming more clearly. So one day I was in my room and I sat down and I was thinking to myself, what do I want? What do I want? And some of the things I can remember I came up with was I made a vision board. And some of the things that's on the vision board I can remember was finishing my bachelor's degree, um, buy a car, build my dream house, owning apartments, and start my greenhouse and slash business farm store, right? So as I wrote down all those goals that I want to achieve, I didn't put a timeline. I didn't make them specific. Like say I want to achieve these in 1 year, 2 year time span. I didn't do all of that. But my life changed and I moved to the US, and I'm here now. And as I live here, um I started to read more, and start to think about what do I want from real estate. And funny enough, I just I think about a year ago, I figured out what I want in real estate. And one of the thing one of the main thing that I come up with is freedom. The freedom to go, to travel where I want to go, to spend time with my kids and my friends and my families. That's what I want. So as you know, I bought this house in Baltimore. You guys can check out the link, the video for that. It's on my YouTube channel as well. So I bought this house in Baltimore, right? Me and my wife, we bought this house in Baltimore. So after we bought this house, we recently bought it. So we are trying to buy another property, which is going to be an investment property. And I I am thinking to myself every day, if I can buy one property, just one property, I'm not talking about the property in Jamaica, in the US. If I can buy one property at a time here and rent them out, I can be able to become, I can be able to quit my job sooner than I think, because when I buy these property, rent them out, then the tenant will be able to pay for my lifestyle. That is what I come up with. But also, I listen to audiobooks, reading books, and I follow a lot of people on Instagram that is doing real estate, and most of them, one of the guys that stands out with me is Tak. He's a guy from Vietnam, and he's basically telling a lot of stories about how he started, how he's doing, and who helped him mentor his whole career into real estate. And I am thinking to myself, these days it's very easy to access information, but then you had to, you know without the use of social media, you had to do it on your own, figure it on your own. Is it whether by reading books, or persons just having a genuine conversation? You just have to figure it out, things out. But these days, in the internet era, social media era, it's easy that somebody can put their phone to the and record, and they're just spitting genuine information on how you can use those information to add into your life journey, right? So my biggest um reason, or why I want to invest in real estate, because one of the things most guys or most people don't do is to know their why. Why do you want to drive a car? Why do you want to live? You have to know your why, right? And my why in real estate is to find freedom, right? Time where I can spend with my friends, my families, and my kids. Because one day I know um, my kids are gonna want me to be a part of their, upbringing, going to school, supporting them if they are playing sports, or travel with them, right? So my biggest why in real estate is why. And the more I am reading, because I read every single day, not one day pass and I don't read something, whether it's on my phone, whether if I'm reading a book, or I'm listening to a podcast or something. Most times I am at work, and people may think that I'm listening to music. No, I am not listening to music. I am working, making money, and investing in knowledge at the same time. Because if I am going to listen music that I can basically sing along with the artist that's singing, that's just wasting my time. I mean, don't get it wrong. Music is very important. It's one of my go-to. When I'm in my downtime, I will listen to music. But you have to strategize everything. You have to strategize everything. So say you're gonna listen to music for an hour or two, and and then you get back on track, and focus on the important things that you want to focus on. So I love listening to podcasts. I love listening to those real estate podcasts. One of my two of my biggest podcasts that I like to listen is bigger pockets and the real estate rookies. Those, especially the real estate rookies, since I am a rookie and I am new to this real estate ball game here in the US. And yeah, so I'm basically new, so I'm trying to figure things because what I from my experience doing real estate in Jamaica and here, it's a whole different ball game. It's a totally different ball game. It is a ton of information that is out there here to, you know, to study, because remember it has 50 states and all the states are different. You have to know the laws, you have to do your research, you have to do your due diligence, you know, all of that. You have everything that come with real estate. You just have to be, you know, smart enough, not going into any deal that, you know, you're delving into any deal that is blind. You want to always do your research before going into any deal. And I will always tell people that you have to do your research. Always do your research when you're trying to buying properties. So um as you know, and as I said before, I am all in this real estate game for freedom, for time freedom. Give me option whether I want to work, because it is a beautiful day right now, and my boss just texted me saying that if I can come to work earlier than expected. And I'm like, you see, when you have a job, it's good to have a job. I'm not bashing any job, because that's where most of us start, like myself. But a job is, for me, is not a security to financial freedom. You understand? Because when somebody say to you, oh, come to work at 8 o'clock, come to work at 9 o'clock, they are basically, you know, owning your time, telling you what to do. It's like they are programming you. And for me, I don't want that type of lifestyle. I want I want the lifestyle where I can say, all right, I can, you know, go hiking or go on a road trip or go somewhere, go to the beach, you know. That's the lifestyle I want. And as I said before, I when I started real estate in 2020, I didn't know the end goal that I wanted. I didn't know the end goal. But since I moved here and I've started more dive into investing in real estate, I try to I'm trying to find out my end goal. And as I tell you before, my end goal is basically um have the option to work. Because in my 20s, when I was in my early 20s, I was like, oh my god, I want to work. They will call me the workaholic because I can work. You know, I can work long hours. Sometimes I put in hours like um from like 6 a.m. in the morning till like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning again. So I used to do long hours, and I was enjoying it. But then I have a mind shift that if you're keep on working for these persons, if I am working for these persons, um they are only getting richer and richer and richer, and I'm just be working for them while they are probably out there somewhere in the world taking their vacation with their family. And one of the thing I remember back in 2022, I remember when I was in Alaska and I was putting in all these hours from like 6 a.m. till about 11 o'clock at night. And one day I text my boss and I'm saying, hey, I'm leaving, because my tenure was up at the time. And he said, and I said to him that I wish I see you before I leave, because I wanted to take a picture with him, because he's a great employer. He always give me advice. He also wanted to start a business with me. But that's another story, a whole different story. So I text him and say I wanted to see you before I leave. And you know what he said to me? He said to me that he is all the way in Thailand. And I'm like, damn, I'm putting in all these hours so that you can make money. I make money too, but you know, he made more money than I do. Of course, he's the boss. So I was like, I put in all these hours and you are all the way in Thailand. And I smiled to myself and wondered, um, if I am going to put in all these hours, that's only making you taking all these trips to, you know, wherever you want to go with your family and your friends. And I am just here working. So from that time to now, I always tell myself that that's how I want to be. That is exactly how I want to be, because I want to become free, right? I want to become free, where I can have the option to spend time with my family, you know, take my kids to school, spend time with them at their games and so forth. So at the end, guys, you always want to know why you start something. Why do you want to drive a car? Always know your why whenever you're trying to get into something. And as I tell you before, my why in real estate is the option to work. I don't like to someone saying you should come to work, you know, because I know I am better, or I have the I see things differently. Many people may think that just going to work, and they'll just work until they die. And I have a little story that I have to share with you guys. So I am working now, right? I'm doing my 9 to 5, and I was at work one day, and I was talking with some of the guys that I work with, and they're saying how much they hate their job and they wish they had done things differently when they were younger. And I was like, damn, that hit me so deep, that I had to, you know, stand for a moment, pause for a moment, and, you know, think about it. And I'm like, I am young, and when I'm in my 50s or 60s, I don't want to be saying something like that. Say, if I wish I had done something differently. Because you see, the thing is, when you're young, it's best to take risk. It doesn't matter. When you're in your 20s and your 30s, take the risk. When you're over 40, in your 50s, that's when you should slow down and take in a lot of risk. That's when you should slow down and take in a lot of risk, because, you know, at those times you're basically going up in age. You don't want to lose a lot of money for your retirement and so forth. So when you're in your 20s and your 30s, it's always best to take risk. And one of the things that I get a downfall with when I was buying the property is, in Jamaica, was basically I wasn't telling anyone that I was going to buy a property, because knowing most of my circle, they will say, why are you taking out a mortgage in the pandemic? Can you pay off a 30-year loan? And I'm like, look, I am going to do this myself, and I can, as long as I have life in my body, I am going to work, and I can repay this debt. right? I can work and repay this debt, but I know in myself that I'm making a very good decision in starting out in real estate. Most of my friends, they own cars, and I didn't want any of that. I mean, I want a car. Up to this date, I don't even own a car myself, because all of my energy is focused in real estate, heavy on heavy on real estate, because I I know my end goal, my next 10-20 years. I don't want to be keep working and saying, oh, boss saying you need to come to work, or you have to work this time. No, I don't want that. That's not how I want to live. That's not how I vision myself to live. I see my father and my other siblings work without owning, rental properties or real estate. They just believe in that work is the ultimate goal. But I am way smarter to know that working for somebody else is only making them richer. I am way too smarter to know that working for somebody else is just making them richer. So I am going to cut this video now, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for, and also please remember to subscribe to my channel and put the settings on all, so that you can get notified whenever I drop a video, because I'm dropping some real nuggets to change some of you guys' life out there right now, for like, those young persons who are in their 20s and their 30s. Because I am pretty sure that when you're in your 20s, early 20s, you basically want a car, get the hype life, get the girls, get their watch, the clothes, but in the end, none of those are going to matter. None of those. You want to set up yourself for financial freedom, to have the option not to work. That's my goal. And you see, manifesting, I am big on manifesting. Whatever you want, just let it out in the air. Just say it out aloud in the air. If you want a house, just say, I want a house, and then you work towards getting the house, and then you will actually see it manifesting to you. So with that being said, I am going to end the video now, guys, because I have to go to work. Unfortunately, I am going to go to work, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.